This past week, couple announcements here. I did my last top 10 video was on the rock charts. Some people were wondering what charts they were. It was actually the Rock This chart from Spotify. So it was the top 10 songs of this past week. It's the first video, rock chart video that I did in 2023. I haven't done one in 2 years. And one of the bands I talked about was Linkin Park, which I'm going to talk about today because they're on the charts because they have an unreleased track from the Meteora sessions from 2003. So it's 20 years. It's unbelievable. Linkin Park has some amazing staying power. They've got like 25 million monthly listeners on Spotify still, which is incredible. We'll talk about the song in a minute. For those of you that I'm going to talk about some music theory in this and why this song is great. This is basically like a what makes a song great about this particular Linkin Park song that I think is unbelievable. It's really a song that got me firmly into the band back then in 2000. So that is there. I mean, there's really specific things that I'm going to talk about that are covered in my Beato book, my ear training course, and I'm extending again my Beato bundle that's $99 for everything. So if you're wondering about the stuff that I'm talking about in here, it's all in there, and I'll be referring to things that are in there, some theory things. Another thing I want to announce here too is that I have 2 shows coming up in Europe. I did an Instagram post this past week. I'm going to be coming to Stockholm, Sweden on July, I better get this right, July 22nd. Let's see if Mike's in the stream and he can tell me what it is. Let's see. I'll just look at my notes here. But yeah, so the July 22nd in Stockholm, the Södra Theater. And then on October 28th in Berlin. These are my first times being, I've been to Germany before, never been to Berlin, never been to Sweden. I'm pretty psyched. So this is going to be great. Okay. Let's talk about this. The song is off their first record. Another thing I like about this song is it sounds amazing. It was produced by Don Gilmore and mixed by Andy Wallace, who's my favorite rock mixing engineer of that era. I mean, he mixed all these amazing records, starting in Nirvana, Nevermind, Slayer, Rain and Blood, Helmet, Meantime record. What else? He mixed System of a Down. He mixed so many amazing records. The first two Rage records he mixed. I'm just crushing. Okay. So let's talk about this song. The song's in D flat, but I'm going to play it as if it's in D. I'm transposing to D. Okay, we're going to talk about the verse here first, and then we're going to talk about the chorus, because something really interesting happens in the chorus. The song actually starts with the pre-chorus. This is really interesting. It throws you off. It starts with kind of, it's like the way the pre-chorus starts, but it actually starts in the middle of a verse section. So we're going to start in the verse right here, and we're going to talk about what's going on with it. There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface. Okay, let's talk about this here. So this is in D, right? It's not D major or D minor, but there's an implied D minor because you hear this. So right here is a D minor scale. The ear has heard this in the intro and it's hearing it before the verse starts, right? It's like a D minor pentatonic, but with a ninth. When he comes in with a melody, though, he's going to that note B flat. That is a flat 6 against this D chord, whether it's D minor or D major, but you cannot tell because there is no other information in the chord with the backing parts that are going on there. So it's very ambiguous, but you've already heard D major. In the intro, because it stated the chorus already. So the ear was prepared for minor with the intro riff, and then immediately the song starts with the vocals on D major. Okay, so it's already done this modulation or borrowed chord from the parallel minor. We'll talk a little bit more about this because this is a kind of thing that grabs people's ear. This is what made me say, "What is that? Who is this?" Now, I'd heard the first couple singles. I was producing records at the time, so of course I was listening to these things, and I heard I heard these songs, and I was like, "Man, this sounds good." It was fat, full mixes, and powerful. The snare, everything about it when it kicks in with that chorus, was like, "Wow!" And the fact that I'm just kind of listening to the intro, I was like, "What is this?" Da, da, da. I was like, "Oh, it sounds like Linkin Park," because I think this was the second single. I think maybe One Step Closer was the first single. So then I was like, wow, that it just grabbed me when it goes to that major chord, because the guitar plays an octave in this in the beginning of the chorus there in the intro. But in the verse here, it's ambiguous. All you know is that you've got a D5. You have like a power chord, da 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 da. And the second chord of the verse is, so it goes to the major 7, B flat major 7. Beautiful, right? So you're hearing that upper extension there, the major 7. So let's write this down here. So it's D, and I'm gonna put flat 6 because it's an ambiguous D chord, and then it goes to B flat major 7, and then
there's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confused.
Okay, so here it goes to F sus 4. Beautiful. So you have all these upper extensions are in every single chord. The first chord has a flat 6. The second chord has a major 7 upper extension, but a color tone, or a surprise note, as Sting would say, or a haunting tone, as I call it, right? These things that grab the ear. So on the F, you have an F add 4. I'm going to call it an add 4 because because it has a 4 in the third. It's really F. It's really F major, or F sus 4 to F major, then C7, then it has a 6. Do-da-da. Listen. Oh. Okay, then you have the pre-chorus. It goes to B flat. Okay, it's really major 7 kind of sound. C, D. It sounds kind of like D minor there to my ear. It has that vibe. You're hearing like a flat 6, flat 7, 1 minor sound there. And then it goes to F, which would be the major 3 chord in D minor. Okay? Then it goes da 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 da. Here's the F right here. It does a little passing. A on the second time around of the pre-chorus, right? So the pre-chorus is doubled. We've already heard the sections of the song now. We're how far are we into this? We're 1 minute and 20 seconds, but we've already heard the chorus. We've heard the verse and we've heard the pre-chorus. Okay, this is actually a great way for songwriters is to start with the chorus. You know, you think like Paperback Writer, the Beatles. There's many songs that start with the chorus, right? Don't bore us, get to the chorus. Wow. Okay. So what's going on here in the chorus? I've already written it up here, but in the chorus, you're implying minor, the ear's hitting minor, and then you hear that flat 6 there. This chord here is a major 7 with a sus2. Beautiful chord, because the guitars are playing. Right? You've got it. And when you go to that thing, you've lost the third of the da, 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 majestic. And then goes to that 5 chord for a second. The guitar, the bass doesn't play it the first time, it does the second time. 5, 1. Okay, so what's going on here? Well, this is this chord here uses this scale. I love that. It's called Mixolydian flat 6. You've heard. Beautiful sound, right? And it's so majestic sounding. When you lose that third to this chord, so you hear a da da, but the melody is going here, so you're hearing. That's like a B flat major 7 sus2 chord there. It's really colorful, intense, beautiful, right? It's a that major 7th with the 9th in there makes it so powerful, right? So that voicing is what all the things combined. If you were to combine all the pitches that are happening right there, the vocal melody, everything, and then he's bouncing, so he's going. You guys can hear that. That's like Thomas Newman uses in 1917. I talked about this Mixolydian flat 6. If you watch my interview with Thomas Newman, the great film composer, that in the movie 1917, he's in D and he's using this Mixolydian flat 6 sound. But it's dark but it's major. But that flat 6 gives it an ache, as I like to say, or has that haunting tone. And this kind of stuff, this is what, to me, makes songs amazing. So he's constantly bouncing around with these notes that are dissonant to the chord. And Chester knew this was great melody writing, right? He just hears it that way. He's looking for those notes. It's what Kurt Cobain did, what Chris Cornell did, what Eddie Vedder does. All the great melody writers, Lane Staley, of all these eras, Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Tom York, they all listen for these things. I talked about Radiohead last week, I think, and about what song did we break down last week? Something off OK Computer. And it's the same thing. Oh, we did Airbag. And it's the same thing. These guys are using these tension notes, and these tension notes they're almost like blues notes, right? They're not the flat 5s. They're not a bent flat 3rd or anything, like it's not. It's not that flat 5. it's a flat 6. Almost has like a classical or an Eastern sound to it. I talk about these solos, this Mixolydian flat 6 stuff. I talk about it in my quick lessons program. I have lessons in there. If you get my Beato bundle for $99, just click an open tab and go over there right now. Don't leave the live stream, and you can get it for $99. It's in my ear training courses. I teach you how to figure out these songs by ear, what the melody notes are, how to learn the bass notes, how to figure out the chord relationships. This happens to be what we call a borrowed chord. They're borrowing, if we think of the song as in D minor, okay, D minor, if that's the 1 chord, the B flat chord, B flat major, major 7, but let's say it's B flat major type chord, is the flat 6 major. The C, then it goes down to F. Erase that. So it's a F would be the 3 major chord. Then you go. I got my pick in my fingers. That's why I can't play that here. Sorry. And then it goes to that C chord. It's really kind of like a C7, but it's really the flat 7. The flat 7 chord in minor, okay, in D minor. When we go to the downbeat of the chorus, this is, then we go to the pre-chorus and we're like B flat, C, D minor, F. You're restating the chords in a different, or it's B flat, yeah, C, D minor, F, and then the 2 times, and then the chorus goes to D major. Okay, so like, where does that D major come from? That's a borrowed chord from the parallel major scale. So D major. So the chorus goes to D major. That's a 1 major chord, but it's really borrowed from the major key, the parallel major. When I talk about parallel major and minor, parallel major is just the major key that has the same tonic, right? The tonic of the song is D, D minor. So you have that D minor. That's D minor, D Aeolian, D natural minor, okay? So the ear's already heard that. So when that chorus comes in, beautiful. And that note is dissonant against that major 7, right? Then F major to F sus, and then the C. And that goes that 5 chord there. I love that. The 5 chord, the A that comes in, so the chorus goes around D, and then it goes to B flat with that major 7, but also has a sus2 in it, right? But that's that's still the flat 6 chord in D major. Then it goes to F, F major, which is the 3 major. But you've got to think of this chord as this chord here is from the parallel major key. So it's a quick pivot or modulation, borrowed chord, we call it. It's a borrowed chord from the major key, and it but then you're back to D minor. So you just have a quick instance of that D major. But when I hear that D major, because he's still singing that B flat over that, and that B flat, There's a quick A chord that happens in there. C, so flat 7. But these chords here are really all from D minor. And then the A chord, A major. A major is in both D major and can be D minor, right? If it's in D harmonic minor, for example. So that A major is really the 5 chord. But it's the 5 chord in either D major or D minor. It's an incredibly clever use of the parallel major chord that happens to be incredibly melodic, but it's made even better by using that flat 6 on it. Because what's going on here is you have, right? It's hard to hold my guitar up like this and play these chords. It'd be easier to play it here, you know? Whoops. Easier said than done. Either way is weird. I don't play the guitar like this, but so this and it goes 6 to 5 on the C major chord, the flat 7 chord to come back. Da-da, right? Da-da, da-da. I just love that, right? Hold on. Play it like this. I love that. I'm just playing those arpeggios of those chords. D major, B flat major, F major, C major. Oh, sorry. What did I do? I love it. All those sounds, right, that's just the arpeggios of those chords that I'm playing there. And to me, right there, you hear the song in that. You hear the majestic nature of that. It's just a beautiful, it's so well thought out and executed. Not to mention the fact that there's all these great arrangement things. I love the rapping that happens in the pre-chorus here under the lead vocal.
I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that
I love all the offbeats that go on in the rap part there. It really moves the rhythm along. I call it like a fast talking rap that is really part of Linkin Park's style, right?
find myself again. My walls are closing in. Not a sense of confidence.
It's a beautiful syncopation there. Linkin Park really successfully blended rap and metal together, and was majorly, massively big with this record. This record just was enormously big in 2000, and And on top of it all, I like to call this like hi-fi. This was hi-fi new metal. This particular record is so well recorded. Man. And the mix is huge. The only one that at that era that was better sounding that was Meteora. And I talked about this about Easier to Run, Somewhere I Belong, you know, all those songs that were on Meteora that are amazing. And it's just, it's a further extension of this record. And it's a step up in production values. And I think that it was one of the most, these two records, and Don Gilmore, I want to say Don Gilmore's from Seattle, I believe. And I may be mistaken about this, but I think Don Gilmore engineered Pearl Jam 10 or was assistant on it or something. But Don Gilmore had done Lit. He did the Lit record. He had some successful records before Linkin Park, but he had not done a record that had these hip hop elements that had, you know, with the 808 kick drums and things like that, and blending of sampling, DJ sounds, rapping, and then metal guitars. And they came to Andy Wallace to mix it. He was just the perfect person to do this. These records sound amazing. And I think that 1-2 punch of this record and then Meteora is two just incredible. It's an incredible 1-2 thing. Just all the songwriting, and there were so many big songs on the second record too. I mean, Linkin Park was, you know, it's hard to believe it's 20 years later. The thing I said in my video this past week when I did the top 20 the top 10 rock songs of 2023, that's of last week. The Linkin Park song was recorded in 2003, but it sounded sonically better than all the songs that were on the chart, because it was massive, right? So if you want to be able to hear this stuff, right, know where these arpeggios are, know how to figure these songs out, know how to improve your songwriting skills, how to learn songs quicker, click on another tab here, check out my Beato bundle. This is how you can learn to play these songs by ear. I don't need to even practice these songs. I mean, it takes me about 5 minutes to learn how to import a staff paper into my PDF program here. It takes me longer than it does to write out the song, right? It takes, like, I sit outside in my backyard with my thing and I'm trying to figure out how to get the PDF in there, and then it's like, then I just write it down. I don't have to be sitting with my guitar. I just write it down. It took me longer to decide, should I just write it transposed to D when it's actually in D flat? Because I always confuse people, because when they see me play this stuff, because I'm playing. So this is in drop D flat, but I wrote it in D because it's just easier for people to see, because I'm playing a D. You see that D shape? I put the third down here. So I have a spread tri. That's why it sounds huge. I just love that. Amazing. Those kind of sounds, though, are really what made Linkin Park a great band. They would come back to this well. This song, Easier to Run, uses a similar thing. It's that song, I will do a breakdown of it sometime. It's a song that uses the sixth on a chord, and it makes it sound incredible. The way that it approaches it uses a sixth properly in the chorus of that song, and that's a song worthy of a breakdown as well. And it sounds so massive. This is leveled up from this record. And all these songs, this whole record sounds incredible. This first record, the second record, they took more time on, and they recorded them. Fun fact here: my interviews with Butch Vig, Robert DeLeo, and with Butch Vig and Robert DeLeo were done in the same studio that these first two Linkin Park records were done. I was in the A room at NRG Studios in Los Angeles, and that's where they did these records. on the same console. That's where I recorded Robert and Butch, literally in the room where they recorded these records, these songs. And I just thought that was a great thing. I knew the studio owner, Jay Baumgartner, because I worked there before in the past, and I love that studio. It's a great space. So once again, I'm going to be in Stockholm, Sweden on July 22nd. If you guys are in Sweden, you can go and find this. I'll put the dates here for tickets in the description here. And then Berlin, Germany on October 28th. It's a long way away, but get your tickets. They're already selling here. And I really look forward to coming to both those places. I've never been to either city. I'm really excited. And Beato bundle, $99. Have a great Mother's Day. Spend it with your moms. We're gonna hang out the rest of the day, and we'll check in later. All right, take care. See ya.